Evening all, welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have Stu Woolley as usual. Tonight we're going to talk about Michael Carrick staying in the job. He will be the new permanent manager, 2 years plus one deal. You already seen this. It's been out now for 5 to 6 hours. It's nothing new, but we can't do all the breaking news on this channel. But what we can give you is our opinions on the matter. And we will also go through the delict surgery, what's going on with that one. Stu has some updates. We are going to talk a little bit about the new kits. I will show you some released photos with the players in the new kits. We'll also talk about the new VAR rule that got scrapped by the Premier League, rejected. So there will be no updates from the VAR side of things next season. So, guys, girls, we will talk about Carrick. We will have the debate. We will talk a little bit. Is it the right thing? Are United moving in the right direction? Should he bring on other staffs? We have heard reports on a new set-piece coach, Andreas Georgisson, the set-piece coach I think he used to work for us under Ten Hag. So again, it's a guy we can bring in. So guys, girls, just stay tuned and do me a favor, smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, and we will be back as usual after the short intro. So see you in a second. Yes. Welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have Stu, and we are going to talk about the latest breaking news from none other than Fabrizio Romano coming in with this update on the current state of Man United. So, guys, if you wanna, before we go to Stu and you guys in the chat, please, guys, come in with your comments. Let's just play the latest Fabrizio Romano clip that came out, and he will tell you the full story. Tell me if the sound is okay. So let's just roll with it.
Breaking news is now confirmed. Decision made. Michael Carrick will be Manchester United manager also next season and beyond. And it's a here we go. Decision made already a few days ago, as I told you, and now approved by Manchester United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe, all together. Co-owners, directors, management, players as well. Everyone at Man United wants and will have Michael Carrick staying at the club next season and beyond. So Michael Carrick will be Man United the permanent manager, now negotiating a new contract, 2 years plus 1, 3 years. This is the only doubt, but Carrick already said yes to new contract at Man United. The negotiations are at final stages. Carrick is staying.
Yes, guys, you saw it here directly from the source himself. But David Ornstein, or was it Laurie Whitwell that came out with this yesterday? So in a way, it wasn't breaking news. But we know Romano, who likes to be in the limelight and showing himself with whatever goes on. So thank you, Fabrizio Romano, from his Twitter channel. So people go subscribe to Fabrizio Romano if you haven't. Thank you so much for that footage. Yes, let's just get into it, Stu. What's your initial reaction on that latest news?
Look, I saw a lot of things circulating around yesterday, as did we all. A variety of different opinions. They're varied in as much as that people are happy with Carrick, some are kind of on the fence with Carrick, and some don't want Carrick, period. I've already nailed my colours to the Ancelotti mast. It didn't happen, and that's just life. You know, somebody was saying, making a point that the people who didn't want Carrick are going to be trying to look a bit, how can I put it, a bit smug in 18 months' time if it all goes to pot and I told you so and all that kind of stuff. Look, football throws up a variety of different scenarios every day.
Yes.
I'm not saying that Ancelotti coming in was the best way forward from a coaching point of view. It was the best way forward from a stability point of view for me, and that's why I wanted him. I wanted stability. Yep. I wanted Carrick to come in and learn from him, learn how to manage a top club, learn how to get them into the Champions League, through the Champions League. You see, for me, Carrick hasn't got Champions League experience as a manager. He has it as a player, but not as a manager. And I think that was the key element for me to bring in a 5-time Champions League winner,
Yes,
you know, as a player and a manager to help guide us through. You made a very, very good point about let's look at bringing in the coaches. Are we happy that Steve Holland stayed and, you know, Jonathan Woodgate and, you know, Johnny Evans? Are we happy with them? What kind of coach are we going to bring in? Who is it likely to be? For me, it's got to be Davide Ancelotti. He's not working with his dad at Brazil. You've got to go and get him, and you've got to bring him in. He's a grade A coach, and I think he would be brilliant for it. But I think Davide has got, you know, he's got ambitions to become a number one at some point.
Who is Davide Ancelotti? I have to be honest, I don't know much about him. Where is he at the moment?
So he's been, I don't know where he is at the minute. I know he's not currently with Brazil, but I know that, look, I've read a few pieces and coaching manuals that Davide's done, and he's quite impressive with the way that he speaks. Spoke very, very tactically about how they dismantled City when they were looking like they were going out the cup and what they did and the weaknesses that he saw, the holes that they saw. You know, which enabled them to go through. And he talked about playing 4-4-2 within that game, which he did. If you remember, he used Carvajal a lot on the right, and he played 4-4-2 and then squeezed it to 4-2-2 and then widened it to a 4-5-1. You know, and he talked about the fluency and the fluidity, but he talked about being able to have the players that enabled them to do that enabled them to say, look, I need you to drop into a middle five. I need you to push narrow. I need you to, you know, stay compact, that type of thing. And he talked about how he did that. Now, we know, because we've identified this on many, many occasions, we don't have that flexibility within our current squad. Now, ultimately, what's going to happen is Carrick's either going to prove to be a very, very shrewd move, or he won't. And Ancelotti would have been a shrewd move, or he wouldn't have been. Nagelsmann, the same thing. We don't know what happens when somebody walks through the door. What I don't want, though, is the certain players to have got away with it yet again. To have got away with it and said,
but I think we're done with the time of player power. I think the club is the stance is so much more stronger when it comes to the club side. You know, if you like Ineos or not, at least we have a football instructor. We never had one under the Glazers. We've been running through the Glazers' calamities for years and years, and you know, with bankers in charge, Woodward, we have had Arnold, Murtaugh, all of these incompetent, you know, money guys, bank people, men in suits that didn't have a fucking clue about how to run a football club. So again, at least now we have like Mr. Potato Head and Vitabix yourself. You know, if not. What can you do? At least they are footballing people, competent or not. So again, right now I feel that the structure is stronger. I think the club is also at a better place than we were, let's say, when we hired a guy like Ten Hag or even Ole. So, but you know, today I've been asking myself this question. Let's say this was the year when and I challenge you guys to think this, just a hypothetical scenario. Let's say Carrick kept on as an interim after Ole got sacked. We know he played 2 games. Let's say he got the rest of the season as an interim and achieved the same results, us coming in third and getting Champions League that season. Would we have been scared off giving it to another interim right after the Ole thing? Would we have thought the same if it happened in that direction? Because right now, you know, that's the ghost, you know, that's the nightmare hiding back in my head, you know. Are we doing a mistake again? Because, you know, I will 100% back Carrick now for 2 years, 3 years maybe. I won't sit here and try to be smart because I said I didn't want Carrick in the beginning. I'm just trying to stay open, but I'm just asking a question. And no one has asked this question. Why, where are we going? Because we know it could happen again. The players, because what we don't know, Stu, is what will happen as soon as things are starting to get worse. Will the players respect Carrick? Let's say if we go, let's say, on a losing streak, 4 games in a row, will it be a total meltdown? Will the players stop playing for him? What will happen? Or is he strong enough to stay in that storm?
Yeah, I mean, time's going to tell on that one, isn't it? We're not going to know that until it happens. I mean, we'll have to get off to a good start. Don't forget, Ollie finished second, didn't he, in his first season? Was it second or third?
He was third in the first and second in the second season.
In the second season. So, and then all of a sudden it goes to pieces. The players didn't like certain things or whatever. We'll never know really what happened. And I'm a little bit worried. Yes, absolutely. I'm a bit worried that this will happen again. But it could, like we said, it could happen, if Ancelotti had come through the door. It could happen with anybody. We don't know, because we've seen certain players get away with absolute murder. Once bitten, twice shy. We saw what happened away to Sunderland. Half of them couldn't be bothered. We saw it. We've seen it. They've achieved their targets and they couldn't do it. On Sunday, it's Casemiro's last home game. He's going to want to go out with a bang. Apparently now he's fit to play. And there could have been a few reasons behind it. My thinking would always take me that Casemiro has probably gone to Carrick and said, I don't want to get injured. I want to play the final home game of the season. That's my farewell. I'm not playing. I'm not playing at Sunday, which is absolutely fine, but we shouldn't be doing that because there's still millions of pounds up for grabs. Now, we're never going to catch City. City and Arsenal are done. Arsenal win on Sunday or Monday whenever they play Burnley. Title's pretty much done, isn't it? City can do what they like. They can score 20 goals between now and the end of the season. Arsenal don't drop the points. It doesn't matter. But we need to finish third. Now, for us, tonight, the Scousers are playing Villa. Villa have got their final on Wednesday, haven't they?
Yeah, the Europa League semi-final, second leg against Forest,
No, they've got the final Wednesday.
Well, it's the final. Yes, final. Yeah. Sorry.
So they've got their final. So they're going to be taking a bit easier today. So Liverpool can still do something. So it's really quite interesting. I know it's not absolutely confirmed yet by the club, but it's there as damn it, isn't it? Like you say, with Whitwell and with Fabrizio, it's a 2+1 deal. So he's getting 2 years plus an extra year.
Yep.
But there should be contingencies with it, that you must bring in another coach, not a set piece coach, but an all-rounder. We need all-rounders. I get the idea of a set piece coach now, a throwing coach, whatever, striker coach, defender coach, fucking sock putting on coach, whatever you want. You can do what you like coaching wise, but we need an all-rounder in there. We need somebody like a Mullenstein who can come.
It's just a title, you are a team of coaches, and you come out to practice every day, you prepare, you talk with the players. It's not just okay, now we have to talk.
We pigeonhole it, we pigeonhole it.
It's not how it works. In reality, we all know this.
But we want, somebody who knows the Champions League, who's manoeuvred his way around and coached Champions League teams and Champions League players, and understands the difference between the European game and the Premier League. And we know that Carrick doesn't necessarily do that, and we know that. We know that Ollie necessarily do that, and he coached a bit in the Champions League, only with Mulder, I think. But Carrick hasn't coached at all in the Champions League, so it's a big step. People can say what they like.
It's not entirely true, Stu, because he was the assistant under Ollie, and Ollie qualified us consistently for the Champions League in the time he was in. So again,
I know what you mean, but he's not managed in the Champions League. He's not.
No, but again, he has some experience as a.
No, that's true. But I refer you, by the way, as well. I refer you all to Fergie's. I know there was different issues with the Champions League with British players, etc. We can play, certain players in certain games, but we weren't consistent in the early days under Fergie, were we? So it's. I think it's already Gracie. I think that's already confirmed, isn't it? Gallo's lifetime contract. So It's kind of Sanchit's back. Good to see you, Sanchit.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
By the way, Stu, when you're done, we have a new member and also a super chat. So we will come to that. We'll come to that. Thank you.
And so, you know, the proof will only hit us hard or soft, depending on how we do, in a few months' time, you know. But Carrick, I mean, I feel for him anyway if he's coming in, because he's going to have very little time to prepare. We're out on tour in July.
Yeah.
You know, some of our players won't be back for the American tour, I wouldn't think.
Are we touring in America this season? No, I think we will stay in Europe.
We're not touring abroad. I thought we were touring abroad, but in America. But anyway,
like Norway and Ireland and stuff like that. But I don't think we're going to the States this summer. But maybe I'm wrong on this one.
I can't remember. I haven't looked. But we're not going to be certainly having a lot of players available for when they go to Norway, for example.
Yes,
you know,
Rosenborg.
Yeah, so we're not going to have those players. You know, the players that we want. Are they going to be announcing, you know, signings at the end of the month? Are we going to wait or have to wait until the World Cup's over? Because the World Cup squads are starting to get picked now, or the provisional World Cup squads are starting to get picked, aren't they, already? I know the French team's been done. I think Brazil's been done. You know, there are teams that are starting to pick him. Tuchel's looking at picking his soon as well. So we know that the World Cup squads are being picked. So there's a lot going on in a short space of time, and maybe they've decided that a little bit of continuity with Carrick from what he's doing so far to next season with the World Cup is easier than maybe trying to tempt a manager that's already in a position to come to United. The other thing is, we don't know what efforts they've made to obtain the services of Enrique, Ancelotti, Nagelsmann, Tuchel. We don't know any of that. It's not been communicated. And maybe they can't get any of the choices they want, and that Carrick's our only option. So we don't really know. Yeah, we're in a little bit in the dark. Be interesting to see what they say. You know, because Wilcox is going to make a statement, or Barada will make a statement, and it'll be interesting to see the word and the language that they use and how it's structured.
But do you think it matters in a way, because we know it's mainly just PR when it comes to the official statements from the club. You know, we all sat here in the speech of Amorim last year. You know, at this time. You know, we lost the Europa League final. We came in, I don't know, 15th or something, you know, down there. And you know, he stood there confidently with this microphone saying, the good times are coming, guys. You have to trust the board, and we will sign players and all of this. But it never happened. So again, you know.
Oh, no, this is true.
I don't trust it when it comes from the club, you know.
So
mainly PR.
Yeah, so our problem is going to be if he's not backed. If he is backed and he knows the players that he wants, and although, you know, that's up to Wilcox, Barada and Vivell, isn't it? But if he's backed in terms of 5 or 6 signings, it might be completely different next season. If he's not backed, we could be in for a long season. The other thing is, Jarvis, if he doesn't win his first 3 games.
Yeah. You know,
anything can happen.
The shit show will start again.
Yeah, exactly.
People will say, meet me in the car park and all of that.
Yeah,
you know?
it's all that kind of nonsense.
Guys, thank you, Rutinator, for being a good moderator. I saw that message, so thank you just for hiding it. And let's go to some of the chats. Aman Mankborn and Bread comes in and have become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Ahmad. Aman, you're a legend. And guys, you can become a member for as little as £1.99 a month, and you will support the channel. We're not making any money, but every contribution helps. So mainly we have to pay for licenses for StreamYard, for Canva and all of this, you know, graphic programs and all of this. So thank you guys for contribute to the channel. Also, there was a comment from Thomas. Big up Thomas Vedjanos, Swedish guy, coming in and say this so-called decision shows lack of ambitions, vision, incompetence, and accountability. I truly believe we are wasting our time. Congratulations to Carrick, but the board will feed you to the Lions. Oh, it's a little bit of my concerns too, but as I said in my opening statement, I will support Carrick now. He's our guy, and we just have to be proud that we have a guy from our own ranks. And I don't know, it's an incompetent board, but at least let's just hope it works itself out. But I share your concerns, Thomas. Aman, also the new member, comes in and asked me a question, but maybe you could answer this too. Jarvis, do you think Ineos really considered other managers?
I don't know. The problem is I don't know. There'll be some kind of there'll be some kind of PR based statement that suggested other managers were spoken to, but they weren't available, or we couldn't get them on a contract, or they didn't want to come, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Or they might just come out and say Carrick was always our first choice, etc., etc., etc. So it's a difficult one to answer, Aman. I would lead towards that they probably had tentative conversations, which didn't really go anywhere or lead them down a path of thought that they could be able to, or would be able to, come into Manchester United. So, but our problem is we know that Real Madrid are looking for a manager. We know that potentially City might be looking for a manager, depending on what Guardiola does. Liverpool were looking for a manager, possibly aren't. Again, that might change between now and the end of the season. A lot of the managerial merry-go-round is going to happen, and unfortunately, if Real Madrid are looking for a manager, they will get priority. That will be the plum job for somebody. Chelsea are looking for a manager currently. We know this, so maybe they've looked at the pool and maybe they've thought it's just not what we want, who we want, and so they've ended up with Carrick. I don't know.
Just a quick one on this one, Aman, and I think we tried. Well, I don't think we have the pull. I don't think we have the know-how. I don't think we have the connections. I don't know. We go to the main channels, their agents, and all of this. But football is a very strange type of game, and knowing people, being around the right type of people and guys. And I think we could have done a Enrique deal if he put out the money, and if he wanted, let's say Iraola, I think we could have done it. But again, I think we are just putting it out there. Could you be interested? Maybe, and if you could, maybe we should consider you a little bit. We could maybe have a meeting, send me a text, let me, it's I don't think they really went for it, if you know what I'm saying. So
I
again,
I don't think they did, Jarvis. I think we should have been all over,
yes.
2 or 3 people and said, right, we're coming to you. We're flying you into Manchester. We're flying you into Brazil. We're flying you. They could have met somebody anywhere on the planet. They didn't need to fly him into the UK. They didn't need to fly him into anywhere. That's not my point. It's just me, 43. I'm talking about Davide is an excellent coach, and at some point he's going to want to
bring me on the coaching staff.
Stand on his own 2 feet. So I'm talking about bringing Davide on the coaching staff. We're not going to get, as we know, that was the point I was making. And so, but we could have flown somebody to Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Africa, anywhere. A coach anywhere. It could just got on a plane and flown anywhere in the world. You don't need to go to Paris. You don't need to fly to Monaco. You don't need to meet in London. You don't need to do this. There are ways and means, Jarvis. Clubs have done it all for years, but we all know. Let's be clear about this. We all know the plum job for Manchester United was 2013. We know that, and we made the mistake of sacking Moyes after 10 months, and we've not recovered since.
Or maybe we shouldn't have sacked Van Gaal after winning the FA Cup final. Maybe we shouldn't have sacked Ollie. Maybe we
This
should.
is what I mean.
You
We
know,
haven't recovered since.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Mourinho was the man at the time. He was the one. Everybody knows that.
Mm.
So, and we didn't do it. We didn't go
Mm.
for it. We didn't try and get Mourinho's quality then, and we're not doing it again. We're just
No.
carrying on down the same old path.
Yeah, but as I said in the beginning, I think we still have a better structure, so hopefully we will be better off. And the Mutinator just confirms Norway, Finland, Sweden, Ireland for the tour this summer. So big up, Mutinator. Thank you for
I find that
contributing and
really
giving
strange.
us the straight
No,
facts.
no money making, because that's not a huge money maker that at all, is it?
Yeah. Sunsheet comes in with a beautiful super chat, coming in and say, I know it's premature, but what as per you will be a good, what will be a next good season in your opinion, Stu? So what's your aim? What should we go for? Is it
You have to
title charge? Is it
consolidate.
just qualifying for Champions League? Should we have a deep run in the cup, maybe win a cup or two, or go to the let's say last 8 of the Champions League and qualify for the next year's Champions League? What should be the aim?
Consolidation. We've gone from 15th, 16th to 3rd. You have to consolidate 3rd. Now, we knew because we spoke about it in the summer, and I said to you, there are certain teams that will drop out of contention, Forest being one of them, Newcastle being another. I thought Villa might. I thought Bournemouth wouldn't finish as high, etc. But there were certain teams up there that weren't going to do that. And that was always going to give us 2 or 3, 4 spaces to go into. And we've had a bit of consistency. Whether people like it or not, we had consistency under Amorim. We weren't losing many games. We know this. We weren't playing brilliant football, but we weren't losing many games. And I think when Carrick took over, we were 5th. 5th, Jarvis? 6th? 5th. So we were 5th. And now we're 3rd. So we've only elevated ourselves by 2 points. And Amorim was jostling between 5th, 4th, 6th,
and
wasn't it?
Amorim was struggling, because of the let's say Carrick never had the AFCON. We had more injuries before Christmas than after Christmas. We have had Dogu and De Ligt out, but besides that, there hasn't been.
So what I'm
many.
saying is, it's consolidation. If we can finish 3rd again next season, and maybe with a cup, Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, and a good Champions League run, that's good. But then if you finish 3rd next season, Jarvis, you've got to push on again. And so then you're talking about the realms of the top 2. Yes. And that's really hard because when you consider the points difference between ourselves or how it's likely to finish up between City and Arsenal can get to 85, I think.
Yeah, but this is not how it works. It's not linear.
Exactly.
It's never linear,
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to take a step back before you make a push forward. And, we saw under Ollie came in 3rd, came in 2nd. Then we all expected a title charge. We signed Varane, we signed Ronaldo, we signed Sancho. And everybody was thinking, now we are going to do it. And suddenly it all crumbled. So again...
But we signed the wrong players, didn't we?
Well, it's not only that. I think it's more about... Now we play counter-attacking football. We sit back, we play compact, we don't give much space for the opposition to play on our half. So again, we make it difficult for them. But again, when we become that team to maybe we should try dominating the lower end bracket of the teams.
Can't do that all season.
And again, we have to play more expansive, we have to play more open. So how are we supposed to do that? And it's always a new learning curve from the next level. So again, okay, us just sitting back, trying to absorb, trying to counterattack football, we can do that. Let's say next season too, come in 3rd or come in 4th or whatever.
He can't do that all season. He won't be able. We won't get away with it.
Next year after that, Carrick's 2nd year, he have to show something else.
He's got to show something this year for me.
Yes, more ambitions. And again, then the hard things start. We know this under Ollie. We've seen this before. So again, how are we supposed to do this? And are we so fickle that we will just, let's say, sack Carrick in that 2nd year because he can't do it, or will we give him time to build on that one too? Because I would say, okay, stabilize, come in 3rd, come in 4th next season. The year after, we give it a go. but it's not automatically that we will succeed. But
No,
are
he
we
needs to
willing to
give it a
give
go
him more
this year.
time
He
on
needs to
the
consolidate. He's got to consolidate, Jarvis, and get us playing better football. You're right about counter-attack. You cannot sustain that for a full season. You can't do it. We know we can't do it. We've seen it. You can't just work on the counter-attack because it's going to be piss easy for any manager. One of the biggest things we all liked Ten Hag. We liked the way that he went about his work. When the players didn't like him, and we saw what happened. They didn't like Cameron, we saw what happened. But we liked the way he went about his work. Very tactically astute, new. And when he did mix it up, he caused the so-called, second greatest manager in the Premier League all sorts of problems. Guardiola crying because he didn't know what we were doing because we didn't follow suit. And Carrick is going to have to do that. Carrick's going to have to devise a group of players that can be flexible, that you can play Bruno in a 10 one week and then 8 the other, and then take him out the equation and put in whoever we get in. So you can't be playing Bruno solidly next season. You made that point this season, but you can't be doing it next season. You've got to be able to take players in and take players out. And the players you put in are going to equally be as able and competent as a player you take out.
Yeah.
And that has to be in any football team. Now, when you look at other teams, Bournemouth, for example, we know we've seen it. They've taken players out and they put players in. And look what happens. They continue to deliver. Brighton, pretty similar. Villa, we've seen what happens when you take McGinn out of the team. They collapse. Put McGinn back in, they win.
Yes, yeah.
There are certain elements of that. And this is why we need a coach and a recruitment drive this season that enables us to be fluid. So when we were doing the midfield trio the other day,
we looked at the total, guys. And if you haven't, go back and then watch that show.
We were looking at it, and I'm looking at Blaber in particular. Mark was saying no, but then you're going and thinking, from a flexibility point of view, perfect. We need him as a lone six because he can tackle, and he does intercept. He's the best out of Sangare and all the others. But when we want to progress the ball, there's no point having Blaber on the pitch because he can't do that. And that's what we need. So when we're picking our trio of midfielders, we want what we discussed. We want the Bruno type play. We want the Sangare type play. We need the Blaber type play. All that we discussed. We need all of those. You take Blaber out and you run 2 8s.
Well, you talk about profiles, and this is what I've been talking about. For me, it's just not about names; it's the right profiles. As we talked about, we need the right profiles. It could be whoever, but it has to be the total. Some total have to be stronger if you play a midfield 3 or a 6, 8 and a 10, or a double 8 and a 10, or whatever we want to do.
Whatever you want
to go forward. It has to be. You have to have the total. You have to have the sum total of everything needs to be stronger because we have limitations. Right now we have limitations. We have to rely on certain players to do the job, and that's not how I want to.
We can't keep doing that, and I don't want that either. And we can't keep doing that, and that's why the recruitment's right. And Carrick has got out of the balls to get away from his counter-attacking bollocks and play a more evolved game of football. And that's what I want to say. And if he does that, fair enough.
Yeah. Aman comes in and say, look at the French club Nice. They are in the relegation zone. Ineos are really poor when it comes to the footballing side. They can't even improve a small club. And, what happened with Nice is it's just poor. It's just poor. So I get what you're saying. I don't trust Ineos either. I'm Ineos out. I'm Glazers out. I want proper owners, but this is what we got at the moment. So, at the moment they are not the best owners. So it's just we have limitations. But in Ineos's defense, from a small side, I'm never Ineos out. I will always be Ineos out. I have to say, I think we are in a better place than we were, let's say, 3 years ago.
Yeah,
it's not the same as me saying I want Ineos to stay. So I think you guys get me. Smash the like, people, and subscribe.
Sky reports in it now. So Sky TV are reporting that Man United reached broad agreement with Michael Carrick for him to become permanent boss after impressive spell at Manchester United. That's 5 minutes ago, Sky TV. So
yes,
there you go. That's it.
It's nothing from the official side of the club yet, because I think, as we have been speculating on, that they will announce it in the last home game
Last home
this
game.
season.
That's as good as in the UK.
We will know 17th of May. It's an 11:30 kickoff. Forest at home. So after the game, there will probably be something. Carrick will come out with his microphone, talking to the crowd and give him his.
Yes, and Villa are one of them as well. So there you go. So it's all happening. It's all happening.
It's all happening. Wootnator said Wrexham, Helsinki, Rosenborg, Trondheim, Atletico Madrid, Stockholm, PSG in Gothenburg, and Liverpool, the Scum in Dublin. That's our summer transfer friendlies. Big up the Wootnator. Thank you for that one. One of our most reliable moderators. Thank you for the mods doing a lovely job. Vissa is in the house. Big up Vissa, said coming in and say, for where United have been since 2013, if it was me, the highest paid manager coaches would be in academy, not the first team. Well, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. Yeah.
Very valid point.
Bilal comes in with his free membership chat, saying he's been a member for 9 months, by the way.
He has. Amazing. Brilliant. Thank you, Bilal.
Thank you, Bilal, for supporting us for so long. You know, one of our longest paying members, coming in and say Aston Villa just scored.
Yes.
Let me just see if I can find it.
Was it Watkins? He's on a hot streak, isn't he, Watkins?
Watkins? No, it's Morgan Rogers. I just swapped him from my fantasy team, so it's an L. It's an L on Jarvis for selling Morgan Rogers. I brought in what's that name? The Brighton midfielder Hinkapi or something instead. So again, you know, I always mess this up when it comes to the fantasy.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers 45 plus 1. Very interesting. 42 minutes.
Yeah. Morgan Rogers. Well, is it good news or bad news for us when it comes to?
Doesn't matter. For Villa, it's okay, but the good thing is for them is they're playing for their European Cup final place, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you're not guaranteed.
The only good thing for British football, English football, is that if Villa comes in 6th and win the Europa League, it will be an extra spot in that Champions League next season. 6 teams will then qualify. So I don't know.
Bournemouth could get in, couldn't they? Amazing.
Yeah. But now, when Villa wins this game, I think Villa will be secure.
Yeah. Well, that'll give us third. That'll pretty much secure us third win, I think.
I don't know if I missed anything. Thank you, everybody, for those messages. I see Tyrone comes in with a lot of messages saying Iraola will go to someone like Newcastle and revolutionize their club. We will be stuck with Carrick, Holland, and Woodgate playing on the counter. Well, that's my fear when it comes to Carrick. But again, it's it could be true. Going further on the show, any news on De Ligt?
Well, there is. A couple of days ago, he had an operation, which I think is rather good news. But I would also question as to why it's taken so long for them to determine he needs an operation. There is not a huge amount of information as to what the operation is. And we're obviously not going to see him back for the start of the season. There'll be a long rehab with back surgery, because we all know the dangers of back surgery, the dangers of coming back too quickly, and the damage it can have on your quads and your hamstrings and your knees and the whole of your lower limbs. Extra weight can be quite damaging. So he will be quite weak on his legs, and he looks quite weak there. So it looks a sizable operation. You can just tell.
Yes, this is from Matthijs de Ligt's Instagram account. He put out a picture of himself after the surgery. So Yeah.
Whether I would have my doubts that we would see him back before October, November. That would be my doubts. If that's the case, then I would leave him till January, Jarvis. That's what I would do. I would let him fully recover. And when we get him back, we get him back to the De Ligt that we know, because he was absolutely tremendous for us back end of last season and the first half of this season. A true leader, true warrior.
I think it was really strong.
Yeah,
I agree.
true warrior, true leader. And I think it affected Amarin, by the way. I think it affected Amarin having such a strong player missing. We had dodgy Anana as well that Amarin was dealing with all of last season, and could have been dealing with him, this season. It's one of those. So it's interesting to see. I feel a bit sorry for De Ligt, really. I feel that ultimately it's robbed us of a brilliant defender. Somebody who's really coming to the fore at Manchester United. And I thought it was showing signs of his Ajax days, Jarvis. The way that he played for Ajax, when he was such a pivotal performer for them. So,
how old is De Ligt right now? Is he
27, isn't he?
28? 27?
Might have had a birthday. You might have had a birthday. But I think for us, Jarvis, it's better news than we feared. We weren't understanding what was going on. We weren't hearing things that were going on. We were coming up with thoughts. I mean, 6 months of treatment, surely they should determine that on 3 months. But what do I know?
Yeah, this is the report that came out. Matthijs de Ligt saying after 6 months of treatment and working hard to get back, surgery was the only option left. I'm disappointed I couldn't help the team the last 6 months and obviously missing out on the World Cup. But I'm looking forward to doing everything to get back in front of the fans and feeling better again. So I wish you well, Matthijs de Ligt, and a speedy recovery, and hopefully he will be back I'm hoping as soon as, let's say, late November.
Well, let me tell you something, Jarvis. Yeah, I think October strike late November. Yeah, let me tell you something, Jarvis. A fit De Ligt all season, alongside a Aiden Heaven. That might surprise you, by the way. Would have been an absolutely enthralling partnership. It really would have. It would have been a fantastic partnership. Now, everybody was saying, where the hell does that leave Leacher? Well, you can only play 2 centre halves or 3. So
we will play 2 games a week. So again,
he will get his things. But I think I don't know about you, but I think Heaven missing last weekend against Sunderland was quite pivotal for me. I don't know. I didn't think we were great anyway, but I think Heaven would have offered more stability. So I'm pleased now that we know what's happening. Seems to be the day of news from Old Trafford today, doesn't it? In unexpected. Bruno won the Player of the Year again, didn't he? Player of the Year. Manchester United for about the 5th time or something along those lines. So it's all coming out.
I agree. The risk involved in the back operation is why it took so long, and if it didn't go well, he would never play again. So yeah, I agree. That you have it on the spine, you have a lot of nerves and all of this. Anything can go wrong in surgery. You will try whatever you can not to go under the knife, I would say. Yeah,
it's awful, but I think that would have been identified a long time ago, and between them they would have said no surgery. I would have gone surgery a bit quicker. I totally agree, Danny. No choice whatsoever. They had to do it. And I don't think a World Cup dream was over for him anyway, Jarvis. He wasn't really getting in, was he, for Holland? So I don't think a World Cup dream was over.
They have good centre backs. They have
they've got
Van Dijk, Van Hekke. What's his name? The Brighton. No, the ball. Brentford centre back.
No, they'll be absolutely fine. Good for him. I'd like to see him rested, Jarvis. I'd love to see him come back and have a stellar second half of the season next year.
And he's still young. He's 25. Playing as a centre back, he can play at least 2 more World Cups. In 8 years' time, he will be 34. So again,
he's a tiddler. He's a tiddler, dude. He's a tiddler.
Yeah, and they have Botman. Botman, yeah, he's another injury-prone centre back. But I rate Botman. I think he's good. We have a super chat coming in from Grace saying, "Jarvis, have you been on the 12-day Bergen round trip cruise with Havila Voyages?" No. Well, I did once. In 1994, actually, during the summertime. Summertime. Carrick announces the storm is coming on Sunday, Amorim style.
He did announce that, didn't he, or something today's effect. So
if Carrick comes out and no, at least be optimistic.
Got to win. I don't want to dick about. I want us to win on Sunday. I don't know if we will or not. I don't know.
We have another super chat also coming in from Bilal. Thank you, I am Titanium. But for you guys, I will play this short jingle. So guys,
yes. It's Carrick,
It's Carrick. You know the song is it's Carrick. It's hard to believe it's not Scholes. That's what they are singing. If you didn't know, so I don't like the tone on that chant because
it's Carrick. It's hard to believe it's not Scholes. Yeah.
So this is the text. It's Carrick. Hard to believe it's not Scholes. Do you want to give it a try, Stu?
No, my dulcet tones don't go with it. But
it's Carrick, hard
to believe it's not Scholes. It's Carrick,
okay.
Absolutely. We've had some great tunes. I mean, my favourite, Giggs's one was hilarious. Ryan Giggs running down the wing. That's like fucking hell. I think the ones at Wolves are even fucking terrible. I think Bueno's is bueno, and then they had to go Santi or whatever. Fucking terrible. As football fans, we've got zero imagination.
We do. Super chat coming in, as I said, from I am Titanium coming in and saying, "Hope Casemiro gets a good reception."
I'm pretty convinced. Bilal, that's why he didn't play last weekend. So he was 100% fit for today. In fact, Carrick's come out and said Casemiro is fit. Well, what a surprise. Who'd have thought that?
So speaking about Casemiro, so how would you rate him from 1 to 10? His cameo at Man United, his 5 years or whatever, was it 4 years?
4 years. I think you'd have to say 6.75. He has been up and down. He'd be the first to admit he's been an up and down player for us, but this season in particular, he's been outstanding. So 6.75 for me. 7 at a push, Bilal, but 6.75 for me.
If you look at the rest of the guys, I think Carrick has been one of the better. So 7 for me.
Yeah, like I said, that's fair. I think 7's fair. I think
Bilal gives him a 7. Danny B, big up Irish Pit Terrier, coming in and say 8. That's a strong 8. Now we're talking about the full total of his cameo of staying at Man United for, is it 4 seasons now, or is it
4 seasons? A good 60 million quid in his back pocket. He's happy.
Is it just me gives him an 8? So
those are all fair scores. Those are all fair scores.
It's talking about the dross we've had in midfield and all of these players up and down. Exactly. Sancho's and the Rashfords and all of them. He's been outstanding in a way. So 7.5 from Aman.
Yeah.
So
no problem with those. No problem with any of those scores. No problem.
But For me, I think we need a new Carrick song. I'm not fully sold on the it's Carrick, you know.
It's been around
It
for
need to be more
years.
cheerful, you know.
Been around for
Hate it
years.
or not, Ollie at the wheel was something. You know, it was a strong tune. Everybody
I think with
got
Carrick,
along with that one.
yeah, I think it'll be Carrick, for a while until we see Carrick blossom in his own, on his own merits. But he needs to do that sooner rather than later.
Okay, okay. Until Simba comes in and say, "I love the we are the pride of all Europe, the Cox of the North. We hate the Scouser, the Cockney, of course, and Leeds." That's the
Yeah.
we, I have a couple of questions started, so I just want
Yeah,
to.
let's do a couple of those.
Jarvis says to you, how many players are we going to sign this summer and which all positions? We covered this last show and we talked about
Yeah.
what came out from the reports. It said 3 midfielders, a left back, and a backup striker, and most likely a reserve goalkeeper. So I think we are looking at 6 signings this summer: 3 midfielders, 1 left back,
I wouldn't be
1 reserve
surprised if
striker, and a backup goalkeeper.
a centre half may be floated if there's money.
If
Just
there's
in
money,
case, in case, with what's happened with Delict. Just to be sure.
So, but is this what you also are thinking, Stu?
No, exactly what you said. I concur 100%. I think it's definitely 3 midfielders. Backup striker we 100% need, and we need a left back 100%. We've got the greatest right back on the planet, haven't we, Grace? So we don't need a right back. We don't need to look for a right back. For a while, as I say, we've got the greatest right back on the planet. So we need a good left back. The problem with the left back is everybody's wanting Lewis Hall, and we just ain't going to have the money to pay and buy Lewis Hall at
No, I don't think so. I think it will be too expensive. I think Newcastle will be a hard bargain, and I think we are also on a limited budget. I think we will spend most of our money when it comes to the midfield. We heard the price tag on Mateus Fernandes. That's the new shiny toy when it comes to midfielders. Everybody wants him because they suddenly realize he's a good midfielder. He's been so for a couple of seasons now, and I talked about
he has. Yes, he has.
But again, 83 or 84 million pounds? We are talking about Mateus Fernandes, and then we might as well just go for Tonali and Elliot Anderson, splash 200 million pounds on the table and get the best quality out there.
300 million.
3? No.
Yeah.
Let's say 100 for Tonali and
100 at least, and maybe. So there you go. It's 285 million. There you go. So we're splitting feathers, aren't we, for not 3?
Yes.
Man, we actually, because I don't forget, we've already sold Højlund. We're getting 40 million in for Højlund. Sancho's going, Casemiro's going. There's 3 straight away that you've got to replace.
Most likely leaving.
Most likely leaving. That's 4. I think Agate goes. That's 5. Anana
Bayindir is leaving. It's going back to Turkey.
There's a lot of players leaving. We've got to get at least
Casemiro, obviously. Yeah.
We must get those replacements in. So that's the only reason why we can't afford 3 or 4 with those players moving on.
Yeah. But what I like about midfielders, they are versatile, and we're talking about fullbacks. A good midfielder, he could also work as a fullback in need. Let's say we have to play a League Cup game or
that's where Lewis
around the 5th round of the FA Cup away against a championship team or whatever.
Exactly.
There are options out there, I would say. So
we were asked, weren't we, the other day? Would we consider bringing players up? And I watched our under-18s. I know you did. I was watching it on the phone while I was watching my little nephew play football. And the first thing that struck me, and I'm sure the first thing that struck you, Joe, was just how big Manchester City were compared to us, and how we were the better footballing side, but we were beaten up for most of the game.
Yeah.
And it also proved that our good old mate, Mr. Gabriel, as good as he's going to be or will be, he's way, way off. Way, way off the first team. And it's a shame. And it's a shame that I don't know how old Shea Lacey is, Jarvis, and why he wasn't playing. Obi looked okay. Well, goalkeeper looked a bit dodgy, I thought. But they were big players.
Morehouse, I think he had a good game.
He played well, but he looked a bit dodgy.
What's the name? Ibrahimo, not Ibrahimovic, but
you're on about
similar name. I think he had a good game.
You're on about the little number 7, aren't you?
Yes, Ibrahimo, I think his name is.
He played well, but I thought he was knocked off the ball a bit easy, you know. So when you look at those two Samba brothers, the younger one in particular, hell of a player. Do you see the size of Heskey? Who got the winner? You know, the big players. But
I like Kukunki. Did you see Kukunki's goal?
Oh, great header.
Strong. Header. He looks good. I like Kukunki. I think he could be one of those players, you know, just playing for the academy, coming in and doing a role when needed. I think his physicality, I think, is ready to come into the Premier League.
He is. There's a couple that aren't. And again, but for City, they're ready. If you look at and I want to come back to left back in particular. I want to talk about O'Reilly from Manchester City. Tall, strong, big. Last year before, he was playing in the under-18s. He's got final. You know, we need to consider where we are compared to them. So, listen, got no problems with the results, and we've come a long way. And I think some of the lads have played under 23s as well, haven't they? Out of that under 18s team, I get all of that. But there was just a gulf in size for me, and I just thought we were bullied at the game. You know,
but the best player for me on that pitch, you know, again, I think it's Thwaites. I think Thwaites has a wonderful future ahead. Unfortunately, he needs to grow. He needs to bulk up, and it will take time. I don't think he's ready for playing in the Premier League next season.
No,
he needs a loan or two, you know, and bring him back in a couple of years' time, and then he will be ready. That's the thing, you know. You just have to be patient with some of these players. Looks incredible, but for me, I don't think it's ready right yet.
Just to be clear about Gabriel, I'm not going to pop at him. He's only 15 years old, so I don't expect, you know, miracles from the kid. But we need to be very, very careful with his development, is what I would say, pal. And my old mate's frozen. He's a good-looking cat, isn't he, everybody? Even when he's frozen like that, he's a good-looking cat. He's not blinking. Oh, he's blinking. No, he's not blinking now. He was blinking. Oh, he's blinking. Give us a blink. Give us a blink. No, he's not happy. He's not happy. He'll come back. He might have had.
I don't know what happened. I froze.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, everyone's saying how lovely you looked frozen. You were like this, and everybody thought
I froze.
They're all saying how good looking he was. I said, well, you know how it is. That's the only reason. What happens is the Wi-Fi in Norway freezes, so you can look at his lovely face.
Thank you.
All I was saying was I wasn't eating JJ Gabriel's lunch because he's only 15, and you know he will. But he does look. Some of the stuff he's shielding on the ball.
He's a kid. He's 15.
Exactly. He's shielding on the ball.
Give him time.
And he will have time.
But again, guys, it's up to us, you know, just to keep our feet on the ground. He's 15. He's a kid,
and I want the guys to enjoy playing football at that age. So it's quite interesting. There's a couple of things, you know, where we are in under 18s football. You know, you've got the City guys often got blonde hair and chimpanzee socks down there by their ankles and that, you know, and that kind of stuff. I'd like to see us be a little bit more professional in that manner, but it's football. Jarvis, what can I do about
it? Absolutely nothing.
Correct. Would like to see, though,
what you guys can do, you can do as Twalumba Piri says, sorry for interrupting, is smash the like and subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils. We had like 2,400 views on our last show, so at least the views are going up. And I know Fridays are always a slow night, and the Liverpool game is on, and I know that Rich is on with his channel, so a lot of guys are doing this similarly as we are doing. So it is what it is, but we have to just move on and do our thing. So, guys, do us a favor, smash a like, and you know, you can also subscribe and become a member, and support the channel, whatever you in whatever way you like. I think we are on 1,800 and something subscribers at the moment.
We're edging towards 2,000, aren't we?
We are on 1,822 subscribers, so we are on our way to 1.9K. So if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel.
Please could you subscribe to our backup channel as well? I'll just
yes, it's Tactical Devils.
There you go. I've shared it for
United.
you. Yeah, it's just our backup channel. We're not we just co-stream on it. We're not streaming live on it or anything like that, but we'd like to get some views up on it just in case anything was happened to our main channel. We won't be off air because we'll go straightly to our backup channel.
Yes, that's our backup channel. We are just co-streaming the same show as we have here on that channel too. So sometimes you can just drop in, give it a like, watch for 2 minutes. We will be happy. Stu, I know we have done 1 hour, and we said we were only going to do 1 hour.
Yes,
it's Friday night. We have a family and all this, and you guys probably have other things to do. But I just wanted to have your take on the new kit. This is Kobe effing Mainu on his.
Kobe Mainu. Do you know what?
Yes.
Like, I've seen a lot of people, and what pisses me off, it really fucking winds me up about other creators is this, and that is, didn't like it in the picture, but like it in the flesh, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm really looking forward to seeing is who's going to have the balls to put the collar up.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a flying fuck whether a player has got his collar up or down? Who cares? It doesn't matter anymore. Eric, that's it. That's it. He's the only one that can command it. The king. There it is. He's the only one that can do it. We know this. We know this. I don't care whether players have their collar up or down on that particular one. What I tell you what I like about the shirt and what I don't like about the shirt, and you guys are going to think I'm absolutely dumb. I like the fact they've got the big thick stripes, 3 stripes, the thick stripes rather than the thin ones. Is it anything to write home about? Absolutely not. But the blue one, that's stuff of dreams. Have you got?
Yes, the blue one is. No, I don't. I not with the players. It's just this is the latest
one,
official.
Yeah, the blue one is. Kobe carries it well, by the way.
But what about the socks and the shorts?
Well, the socks never really change for us. They never really.
Oh, it's a big red on top of it. You know, sometimes you have white stripes. Sometimes I don't know.
Really, I like the shorts. I like the detail at the bottom of the shorts around the leg. I like them. The nice branding. I like the shorts. Very clean looking. The shorts.
What about Kobe's pegs?
No, not happy with those. They're not Copa Mundials or World Cups. So,
Yeah. So we also have this is the back. This is the font from on their names.
Yeah.
You see the numbers.
Yes,
and they also have a nice detail. It says United.
That's nice. Yeah, that's quite nice. That's a nice detail. That I do quite like that. And I must admit, I like the back of the collar. You know, with the original coloring, color schemes. That's how when I get a painter in. That's how I'm going to have my wall done. Everybody. I'm going to have the scarf, the red scarf, painted on my back wall when I get round to getting the painter in. And that's what I want because that's quite nice. I like that, but I love the little detail at the top. Absolutely. I think that's brilliant. I must admit.
I'll tell you, Simba, I don't like the Adidas kits. He missed the Nike designs. And also, I love the Nike designs. And was it mid 2000s? We went for the Nikes.
Yeah. So my favorite Nike design was the plain red, but with the white stripe down the middle at the back. I absolutely love that kit. My favorite Umbro kit was when they had the Umbro all the way down the arm. It's my favorite Umbro kit.
Umbro,
yeah, absolutely.
Did Burba put his collar up?
Don't think so. He may have done, but I think to be honest, Bilal, if it's not Eric, it's almost insignificant who puts the collar up and who doesn't. I think we have to remember, by the way, Jarvis, that all United shirts when Cantona was there had collars.
Yes.
They all had collars because he wanted a collar. I fucking love that. I fucking love
that was the Umbro kits, most of them.
Umbro, but I love the fact that they
We had
did that
Umbros,
for
let's
him.
say from 90, was it 91 to 98, 99, something?
Your green and gold's got a collar, hasn't it?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
It has a collar. Yeah,
exactly. And that's for Eric. You know, he wanted the collar up. And he I think he did it by I think he just did it by accident one day or something like that. And he just put it up and he liked it. Goalkeeping shirt's nice. It's black, isn't it?
Yes, this is the new one. You have the one and only Sene Lamens smiling beautifully.
Changed my mind. Changed my mind. I don't like it.
It looks a little bit weird, you know.
Yeah, why have we got on here? Yeah, exactly. That's what I didn't realize that. I didn't look at it. I didn't really. I must admit, I didn't look at it properly. So I thought, oh, it's nice in all black. He could have cleaned his footy boots, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could have. Yeah,
he could have cleaned them up. You like Salamans, though, don't you? You don't give a fuck. I don't care. I hate that bottom part, and it's on the sleeve, isn't it? At the bottom as well.
Yeah.
I don't like that, pal.
It looks.
It's odd. Looks odd.
It looks odd, yeah, but it's not the worst. And this is the last picture. Is the one with the long sleeves.
Yeah. So I mean, without a shirt sponsor, sleeve sponsor, it looks terrible. But look at the thickness of those stripes. I like that. I like the thickness of the stripes. But have you noticed not one person picture with a collar up?
No,
you got to respect the Eric.
But you see this, we have an opening for another sponsor. That's another 50 millions or 20 millions coming in.
Yeah, apparently we got one. Yeah, they're not saying who, but apparently we got one.
Yeah.
Apart from that stupid fucking, not happy about Betway, but anyway, what can we do about it? It's 18 million quid. It's a big deal apparently. Our combined,
it's Tactical Devils. That's coming on the sleeves of Man United from.
You said you wouldn't say anything. You said you wouldn't say anything. Jesus, come on.
You just have to cut it out, guys. You just watch it live, but you know, in the video afterwards, we will have to edit it out. Us revealing something big like that one.
No. What they were saying was the combination of Snapdragon and Betway. Those two combinations alone is the biggest kit deal in history.
Yes.
So they're paying 18 million a season. Betway are 18 million pounds a season, and for what? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. I suppose they are because it's limited, isn't it, from next season onwards? But I didn't know that whether or not we could warm up with Betway on the training kit, because I know they're limiting what they can do with. Somebody scored.
Apparently it's 1-1. Liverpool equalized. Let me do an update on this game. So no, it's 2-1 Villa. It's 2-1.
Yeah, I've just heard. The fucking scouts.
This is the latest.
All right, sorry, I've just got to cancel Jarvis. Sorry, mate. He got the second.
It's Ollie Watkins, your man, Studis, just scored for Villa. 2-1 against Liverpool.
Yeah, Watkins. Go on, Walker. Get in there, son.
Go on, Watkins.
Walker Watkins. Golazzo.
2-1 Villa, and they have played 58 minutes and counting. So, that's it's interesting.
Anyway, the Admiral kits remain my favourite Manchester United shirts of all time because they were my very first.
Ben Jacobs were mentioning about Abde Ezzazzouli, Jarvis. Do you know this left winger?
Left wing back. I thought he was a left wing back.
Left wing.
Anthony plays left wing, doesn't he? For Betis.
Yes, and they just qualified for the next year's Champions League too. So
yeah.
So Abdi El Azouzi.
Yeah. I thought he was a left. I thought he was a
El
left wing back.
Azouli. He's a Moroccan guy.
Yeah, I thought he was a wing back.
Young guy, 20 years of age. Let's see stats so far this season. He's a small guy, only 177, 73 kilos. He's not the biggest guy. So again, I would stay away from this. It's not Premier League. Then he needs to be incredibly technical just to compensate. So this year's let me just check out the stats. So guys,
just while you're doing that, Salford are down 2-1, 3-3 in that League Two playoff, and Notts County are drawing 0-0. I think they're 1 up on aggregate against Chesterfield. So it's all happening in the playoffs.
Apparently stats are not too bad. 9 goals and 8 assists in 27 matches in the Primera Divisi for Real Betis. We will have to look more into him. I will do a breakdown of this player in the next show. But I can't do it live. I need to study all the stats.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Beforehand. I can't just sit here and pretend. I don't know much about this player, so I have to be honest, guys.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I think we have been doing 1 hour 10 minutes. The only thing I wanted us to speak about, Stu, and before we end is is this one. I don't know if you saw this. It came out a couple of days ago, and I think it's quite interesting. It said breaking: the Premier League is set to reject the VAR extensions for next season. L'Equipe, the French outlet, is reporting the extension, which will be implemented during the World Cup, would allow VAR to rule on corner kicks and second yellow cards. And the Premier League's final decision will be made by the clubs at the annual general meeting next month. But so far, it doesn't look good. No new VAR rules. So you haven't seen this before, Stu. So what's your initial reaction to second yellow cards and corner kicks?
I'm just lost for words, man. I'm just lost for words. I don't know what to say. Sometimes you want a live reaction of people, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted by what I've just listened to and read, because look, corner kicks, let's just go back, right? Let's go back to the controversy at Arsenal. 6.5 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it was.
Yes.
For them to look at. If you are having to look to see whether a corner should have been given or not, because that's what I presume it refers to. And sometimes, Jarvis, you can't tell, can you? Even when you're playing it back, did it touch him? Didn't it touch him? And let me refer you to the Sesko goal, where VAR reckon they ruled it, and they made an incorrect decision with the handball. It touched his fingernails, didn't it? But it took them forever, and they couldn't even determine that it touched his fingernails, although it doesn't matter because it came off the goalkeeper. But we couldn't even tell it touched his fingernails, could we? We could say, well, I think it touched his fingernail. Does it? I don't know. Does it? I can't tell. Well, so hold on. If you are waiting 5 minutes to see if somebody was fucking offside or was fouled a goalkeeper, how long are they going to give for a corner?
Yeah, that's the thing. We can't keep doing this. We let the referee ref and just scrap it. I agree with this. It's just me. Scrap VAR. We can't. The game can't last for 200 minutes. Just because of silly decisions. How much can they micromanage and still get it wrong? That's the thing.
Are we talking second yellow cards? That would be interesting. Because obviously you've seen yellow cards and red cards overturned, haven't you? If a decision's been made and VAR's ruled it out, like a penalty, for example, last month. But if you give someone a second yellow card and then VAR decide to intervene, how long is that going to take?
And what's next? The first yellow card?
Yeah. So what if you've had 5 corners during that game, 2 goals, and two secondary yellow cards? How many minutes are you losing in a game waiting around, do you think?
We'll go on forever. That's just
because corners. If you're Arsenal, you're trying to get 9 corners a game, aren't you?
Mm.
Do you remember when they played us? They were just pushing for corners constantly. That's all they were interested in: winning corners, winning corners, winning corners. You get 9 corners at a half, 18 corners a game. That's for one team, plus 4 corners for the other. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but where do you stop?
Exactly.
So corners, second yellow cards. So the next will be
free kick,
first yellow card, free kick, throw-ins. And at the end, the referee will just be like a figurine standing on that pitch doing nothing.
That's why I said to you the other day.
He can't do anything. He can't blow his whistle because he will just wait for VAR to tell him what to do.
That's why I said to you the other day, Jarvis, you could do with a lino in each half on each quadrant, and 1 behind the goal. And I think it's overkill, by the way. Complete overkill. It really is complete overkill. But you've then got no corner issues, have you? Because you've got a lino on each corner. Because you should be, if they're attacking, you've got a lino on each corner. You've got no throw-in issues. You've got no foul issues because a lino should be there to see it in each corner on either side of the pitch. That's what you need to do. It'll be cheaper than VAR and probably way, 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 way more efficient. And it'll keep the game flowing, in my opinion. But what do I know?
No, I get what you're saying, and I agree. I agree. Well, I think this is something we have to discuss more. We will know more after the annual general meeting next month about this rule. And just a quick update before we end the show about the West Ham goal against City. That West Ham are believing the Premier League is working against them, and fear the club is being pushed towards relegation this season. And people inside the club think Spurs is a bigger commercial and TV value and could be influencing decisions in their favor. And West Ham are now considering legal actions. We talked about this over refereeing decisions, with several incidents from this season being reviewed internally. So again, we could see for the first time, we saw Wolves trying it last season, but West Ham also will try it this season, going in legal actions against the decisions that have been made.
We floated it a couple of years ago, mate. We both said, because we're on the same show, that sooner or later someone's going to take on and they're going to say, no, I'm taking it no more. And they will do it. Just before we close, though.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the whole conversation, but somebody was floating around the other day that Richard Masters would turn around and said, and apparently he was serious, but I don't think he could have been serious. And I don't know if it wasn't AI or anything because I've not seen it, but it was ridiculous what I heard him say. We would like different winners every 6 years in the Premier League. I don't know whether he said that. If he said that, that is criminal because they are doing, people would say they're doing everything to make sure Tottenham wins it. Arsenal win it.
And
they're doing everything to relegate West Ham. So is there an element of truth in what West Ham are saying? Did Richard Masters actually say that? I've not heard. I'm sure somebody in the Devilish Tacticos would have heard it if it was it AI? Wasn't it AI? I mean, if it wasn't AI and he did say it, I can't fucking believe my ears. It's not April Fool's anymore. April 1st. No. So fuck only knows. But I thought that was quite interesting.
I just wanted to give you a little update. We have been talking about this West Ham decision the last couple of shows, and if it could be legal action from West Ham, we will know more. We will know more.
Jarvis, that will set a precedent and a half. I mean, we spoke about certain things that have happened to us, with Bruno and. Our goalkeeper being fouled, etc. Hoyland last year blatantly pulled down in the box and we didn't get a penalty. Ahmad against Bournemouth, blatant penalty, we didn't get it, etc. We've seen all of these, but ultimately, we've always speculated, haven't we? That's all we've ever done is speculate that things could be happening in and around. And it'll be interesting to see how this season. I think it's been one of the most corrupt seasons that we've
It
seen.
feels like this, very
Horrible
inconsistent from the referees, PJMOL and VAR. So again, they need to have a hard look at themselves, evaluate themselves, and Howard Webb, for me, there's only one way, and that's to resign. He can't keep clinging on to that job, because VAR is turning out to become a circus and a joke. And I think they did just need to do something to show that they are taking this seriously. And I think Howard Webb is the first man who needs to go. That's just my personal opinion.
I share it.
Yeah.
I share it.
So it's been a brilliant show, guys. Sorry for not interacting more with you guys. We don't have time to do a longer show. We will be back Sunday night with the match reaction. We can't do a instant reaction because it's the 17th of May. That's the national day we are celebrating in Norway. So I will be with my kids, celebrate, have a wonderful time. But when the dust settles around 6 p.m. and
we could do something.
I would be able to do a show. So let's say 7, 8, or 9, whatever suits Stu and me. So guys, stay tuned. Do us a favor, smash the like. I hope you enjoyed the show, and subscribe also to the channel. Afterwards, go hype it and leave a comment in the non-live section, and talk about the topics we have mentioned about Carrick. Are you happy with Carrick? What's your thought on the Ligt? When will he be back?
Feel free to abuse us. Call us crybabies. Somebody called us crybabies the other day. It was quite funny, wasn't it?
Well, football is emotion, so
I loved it.
You are free to abuse us in any way possible. Just keep it.
Yeah, keep it civil.
Somehow civil. If you can. It's just a footballing opinion. At the end of the day, the world is in shambles. So much going on, and a lot of war, and people are dying and starving and all of this. So it's just football. So I can take it. Stu can take it. We're grown men. So yeah, it's just the way it is. So thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a great show. Thank you, Stu. I hope that your weekend will be great. And
quarterfinal tomorrow. Quarterfinal over the cup. So
yes,
but
good luck with that one.
Yeah, who knows? We're playing a team called Staunton and Corsa, whoever they are. But anyway, playing them. So I will let you know on Sunday evening how we got on.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's just by the way, when it's final on Thursday. So
let me just read out the top contributors of the show. So first place, Grace Sheridan. Second place, I Am Titanium. Sansheet Aman. Danny B, Irish Terrier, The Routinator. Is It Just Me? Vissa, United versus Everybody. Sean and Taya Simba. Tyrone Das, Twalumba Piri, Barbalo Helm, Tom Porter, Daniel Brain, Midas, Niche Fan, or Nice Fan, or
Niche Fan,
and Thomas Spedianos. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Leave a comment after the show. Hype the show if you have any hype points left, if it's possible in your region. Like the show, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Quick one before we end. Stu, what's your score prediction on the Forest United game Sunday?
It's not going to be that easy, ladies and gentlemen. We're either just going to get over the line 2-1, or I think it might be a draw. But I'm going to go with 2-1. And my points record have gone from Burton, and I won't be happy with that. We'll be on 67. Are we on 65 or 64? Where are we?
I think we're on 65.
We're on 65, so I'll be on 68. And Mark will be grinning like a Cheshire cat come Monday night.
Mm-hmm. My prediction, Man United will win it. I think we will win that game quite comfortably. So 3-1 United.
Something's happened.
Villa just scored 3-1. 3-1.
So,
thank you guys for the updates.
Let me just put you in the picture, everybody, on this now. That means that Villa are on 62 points, but they played a game more. And Liverpool are on 59. They've also played a game more. Bournemouth, and Brighton both played 36 games. 53 for Brighton, 55 for Bournemouth. Liverpool can slip out the top 5 if they don't pull their finger out. They've got a game left. Bournemouth have got 2. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
We can pray to the footballing god. Hopefully,
we are pretty much there. If we win, we're there. By the way, if we win Sunday, we're there in third, guarantee.
Let's go for a win. Watkins was the goal scorer, by the way. So
well, I know that.
Let's just do as Tom Porter say. Let's just take
Let's
a
all
minute
laugh
and laugh of Liverpool. Yes. So thank you, everybody. We will see you on the next one. Have a good night and a great weekend, and we will see you Sunday night. Bye.